So, when I bought the farm, figuratively speaking, I was looking for a solution to be able to monitor what happens down here with the horses, the goats, the chickens, everybody. Uh, and I didn't have internet down here, so I had internet at the house, and I had asked about having a circuit put down here. And it was, I don't know, 70, 80 bucks a month in addition to what I already had at the house. So I went to look for other options, and the option I found I thought was pretty price effective, and it was to run some point-to-point Wi-Fi, basically a bridge from the house down here, and it even covers most of the yard as well. But here's my story, so I'll show you what I have. It's not a long video, but might be a solution to some of you. Hopefully it can help you out. All right, so a couple people have asked me, what do I do for video solutions? Because up at the house here I have Armstrong cable, but then, you know, if I go down to the barn, how the heck do I get Wi-Fi down there, or how do I get any type of internet connection down there? You know, the world now survives on the internet. So the antenna that I was just showing you, that little white box, if you'll notice, maybe you can't see, but by that upper window on that metal pole, there's another one of those white boxes down there. And what that is a point-to-point Wi-Fi bridge. So this guy here has a wire that runs into the house, and it connects to the router from Armstrong cable, and then it beams the signal down. It's very directional. It beams the signal down to there. However, when you're out here in the yard, you can definitely pick up some other network. You can pick up the network from this when you're out in the yard. So you could even use it without the point-to-point, you know, the other end of the point-to-point. So you may say to yourself, well, Tim, why do you have that contraption up there? Well, that's another Wi-Fi. That wasn't a point-to-point, but it just supplies Wi-Fi out here to the yard. So I have Wi-Fi down in that house, out here, so that I can power the camera. I don't know if you can see the camera attached to this building right here. I'll try to put my finger and point. I can't point to it. Right there. Anyhow, and the reason for that is because this guy here is only 5 gigahertz bridge. That one's a 2.4 and 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. So that does both. And the thing about that is some of the cameras that you use for Wi-Fi, the cheaper ones, they only work with the 2.4 gigahertz. So just this guy here, that's the 5 gig, and those cameras won't work. However, down in the barn, the other end, and I can take it out and show you that, I have a TP-Link router down there, and that router will do both 2.4 and 5.8 gig. So that's how I got around it down in the barn. But when I tried to put one of those cameras out here, it wouldn't work because there was only 5 gig out here, so it needed the 2.4. So that's why I had to put another antenna up and basically another Wi-Fi signal. All right, so there's a Wi-Fi camera right there, and that is that's Wi-Fi, so it's wireless. However, it does have a cable that has to be plugged in. That camera moves. It moves right, left, up, down. It was, again, a cheapy camera, like $40. I don't know what it was. It's not as dependable as the other cameras, probably because it uses a little bit more energy to be able to move, maybe a little more bandwidth. It still works fine, and I can show you some video with that, but ended up going with the ones that don't move and or it's just a stable camera for down in the barn and on the front porch, and I can show you what they look like. And I did want to add, this one's a 2.4, so if you only have the 5 gig out in your yard or wherever, this will not link to it. So you need the 2.4, and you'll see that when you buy most of these. And again, that camera's about $40. It's about the going price for the, I guess, bottom end of the cameras, 40. As you start to go up, you can spend a lot more depending on what you need to do. All right, and there's the other end. They call one a master and one a slave. The master is actually hooked up to the house where the Wi-Fi is, and then this will be the slave. And it looks just like them, and you can kind of configure either one to be either way. And this one was, I think it was just under $100 for everything. And it'll include the both master and slave bridge, and it has 2 converters so you can supply power and also the Ethernet connection, and I'll show you that in a minute. All right, so here's the power supply and power over Ethernet adapter, whatever you want to call it. The black line coming in right here, it is the one that comes out from the antenna outside, or the transceiver outside. It comes in and plugs into that. This, of course, plugs into a power supply. And then if you follow the white cord, that goes across, and I kind of have a very long cord because I was trying something, but that would go across. You could attach that to your wireless or to your router, and that's exactly what I did. I'll show you that. All right, so then it plugs into the wireless router, and I bought this as a TP-Link router. What were they, about $30? They were very cheap, and it works very well. Very easy to configure. So now I have wireless inside the barn here. So the point-to-point was just to get Wi-Fi down to the barn, or so I'm going to say internet down to the barn. Then it runs through the wire and comes to this device here, which is a wireless router. So now I have wireless down in the barn. You can wireless phone calls, or anybody down here can get on the internet. And that's what my camera's hooked through. All right, and there is the camera. And it's, I think it's pronounced Elki Vision, A-L-K-I Vision. And again, around $40 on Amazon. That's the newer model. The older model that I had up at the house, I use at the front porch. Quiet, Percy. I use at the front porch. It's a little more square shape, or rectangular shape, I guess I should say. And I had 2 of those. They're completely wireless. So I do have to run down and charge them every now and then, depending on how you have them set up to record images. This one will record just about everything. So the battery, I might only get a couple, maybe 2 months out of it before I have to recharge it. The one on the front porch, unless a stray cat or something goes on the front porch and sets it off, not too much moves it other than the Amazon guy. So that lasts about 6 months. And it's outside in full weather. This one, of course, is inside here. You can see it's subject to the cold, but no rain or snow. I do want to add, this exact same setup is up at the house, with the same power supply, and one line going out to the transceiver and the other line going to, but instead of going to the wireless up there, it actually goes to the Ethernet port up on the router that's up at the house. All right, there's a better look at the camera. It's probably, I don't know, about 9 feet in the air. And it still triggers fine whenever the horse goes by. You can set all those in the setup to how tight you want it to be, or how sensitive rather you want it to be. Yeah, this one will not move. This one's a fixed position. You can adjust it. You can reach up and turn it, but it won't move by itself.
How wide is the angle?
Well, it's got a very wide angle. I'll show you. I actually have some demo video of this and the one on the front porch. So it's a pretty wide angle. You can see, let's see if I can look down here. It might be kind of hard with, oh, there's a chicken. It's actually probably very similar to this view right here. So it gives me enough that I can kind of keep an eye on the stalls, maybe a little bit like that. I can keep an eye on the stalls and then see right out the door. We like to just see where the horses are at night, or if it's pouring down rain, and if any of them came in or what they did. So another thing with these cameras is they don't really zoom. the view is what it is, but it's a pretty good view, so you can view in with your camera, you know, the same way, the same way you can view in and out like that with your camera when you're taking video. But I'll demonstrate that with some of the things that I have. I have a few, I took some video. All right, so here you're looking at the GOAT camera. That's on the side of the house. That's the camera that can move. And now we're looking, this is inside the barn. That's the Elky Vision camera they showed you that's inside the barn. It does not move, but it has a pretty good wide arrangement. And this is the older Elky Vision camera, and this is on the outside of the front porch. And again, this one also doesn't move. All right, we're back, and I hope the other Tim gave you some good ideas of what can work for you. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned. We'll have some more videos coming up. It's just been just retired, so maybe I get some more time to do some videos. Either that or go find a job, and I'll take you with me on job searches. Take care. Thanks for watching.